Hey, everyone. Welcome to another Lunch and Learn. If this is your first time joining, my name is Georgie-Ann. I am the CEO and founder of GSD Solutions, and we are all about training, business development, operations, AI, and all that jazz. So today's session, I keep talking about this on social media about how I've been able to automate automate pieces of my social media process, right? There's still more that I could automate using AI and outsource to other people. But right now I have gotten over 9 to 12 hours of my time back, right? So that to me has been a blessing and it's been amazing and it's been so good. So I want to show you what I've been actually doing to get back time into my schedule, as well as time, because time is money. Get back time by using AI as well as a little bit of outsourcing to automate my social media process. So without further ado, let's dive in. And this week I'm experimenting. So if you can't see me, go ahead and use the chat if you're watching live. The recording should be fine if you're watching in the future. Hey, and come to these Thursday sessions. Every Thursday I do a lunch and learn. It's a little bit later than lunch, but that's okay. But let's dive into today's lunch and learn session. So today, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking all about, and actually I'm going to do this view. This is a little bit better. We're going to all be talking about automating social media with AI. So here is my old content workflow. I know it's a lot going on, but we're going to start at the top. When I used to write down, I would write down ideas in my notes doc on my phone. So that would be the step one that I would take. And before we keep going, I'm just going to make sure that my audio is working. If you're watching this live, go ahead and put into the chat. I'm going live on a couple platforms. So I just want to make sure the audio is working. All right, I can hear myself. We're cooking. Let's get back into it. All right. My previous workflow would be I would be writing down the idea first, right? I have this note doc in my phone that I write down all the ideas. Then that would take me like about 2 hours over the course of a month. So I'm looking at this in terms of like how long each thing would take over an entire month. So I would take about 2 hours, here and there, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes to go into the note doc and put in the ideas. It may take less than 2 hours, but we're just going to call it 2 hours. Then I'd use about an hour to review the ideas and select the best ones, because I'm like, all right, sometimes I'd have 100, 200, 300 ideas in there. That list would get long real quick. And especially when I'm doing the question videos for social media, it could get real long real quick. So I would then review all of the ideas and then select the ones that I want to actually make content around. After I do that, then I batch record all my content. So batch recording the content simply means that I'm going to go and literally sit in front of my camera, sit in front of my computer. Usually I record with one of two things. I'm either recording, especially when I do like social media content, I'm recording either with my DJI, or I'm recording with my iPhone. So those are my two cameras that I use when I'm recording. So I'll record with one of these tools. After I record the videos, it'll take like about 2 hours getting dressed, changing my shirt in between, fixing my hair, doing all the things. And I would say about 2 hours on average is when I record. Then I would edit the long video. So I'd record everything in order. I'm going to actually show you all in a second. Actually, let me share my other screen right now to show y'all what I mean by records. I'm going to remove this, add this. So I would have all the ideas, and then I would get all the ideas into something like this. So this would be my script. Sometimes it's the question videos and it's actually just a full question. Other times it's just like an outline of what I want to record, what I want to talk about, because I'm really good at just ad-libbing and speaking about the topic. I like having like bullet points, ideas. But when it's a question, I'll just look at the question and I'll read it off. So this is kind of what that output that I just talked about would look like. So let's switch back to here. So I'd batch record. So I'd record all the questions in order. So I'd be literally in front of my camera like this. Like, if you come across a sleeping police, so I'll read the question and I'll come to the camera. If you come across a sleeping police in Jamaica, what would you do? A, B, C, D. Let me know down in the comments and don't forget to follow. So that's really like the script for my question videos, and I have a whole lot of them, right? So I'd record all the videos and I would have like a long clips, maybe it's like 10 minutes for every like 20, 30 videos. And then I would edit down the long video into short clips. And now let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to show again here. So this is let me remove this, add this. So this is the output. So this is all the little short clips, and they could be as short as 31 seconds. Some of them are, let's get a different one where I'm wearing a different type of shirt. That'll tell us like different videos. Okay, here's the black shirt. This is like the actual Jamaican questions. These are 8 seconds long. So it doesn't take me a whole lot of time to record. And this batch was a little crazy. It was almost 100 videos. It was 97 videos for this batch. So you see all of these individual videos. And let me zoom out. All right, it didn't zoom out, but whatever. You get the idea. So it's all of these videos here that I record. So now let's go back to the process. So I record all the videos as one long clip, chop them up into individual short clips. So whether it's 8 seconds or 30 seconds. And after that, we add captions. So you should have saw just now, the captions are on the screen. I like to add captions to my videos because most times people are scrolling social media without audio, right? That is a huge thing. So having captions on your videos does make a difference because, again, people are scrolling social media without, audio. So I want people to be able to read the question and answer and engage, or read whatever I'm talking about. So after I do that, editing takes on average an hour, and I found a way to edit real fast. So the average person may take them like 2 hours ish, but like, I kid you not, I use iMovie for the most part. Now sometimes using CapCut, but like, I look at the wave, the audio wave, right? So I know when I start talking and I pause in between each video, and that is like my clips. And because I've done hundreds of these videos, I could spit them out real fast. I know how I have my process. And I have another video that talks about my recording and content creation process. You could definitely check that out on my YouTube channel. But I've gotten down that time to like being an hour because I know how to record, so that way it's easier to edit. And then we add the captions. That takes a little bit longer in case like the captions like reads my word wrong, and we have to just customize it. So like sometimes I've said Claude and it'll read it as Cloud, and then you have to edit that. So that takes on average about an hour and a half. Again, I figured out a way to make it faster. Usually when we're doing captions, we use this tool called wave.video. We also sometimes use Canva, sometimes use CapCut. Yeah, but that's the captioning edits on Instagram as well as InShot. I also have that on my phone. So depending on what surface or what platform I'm editing on, if I'm using the phone, I'll usually use CapCut or InShot or edits. If I'm using the computer, I'll use CapCuts or Wave or Canva. Then now it's time to schedule the reels one by one. So usually I will batch upload to YouTube because you could like throw them all in at once. I think you go up to 15 reels at the same time, and you could schedule them like what time each one is going to go out. Or on Instagram in Meta Business Studio, you could like drag and drop and like have all of them upload at once, but you then have to go in and customize like the time you want each one to go out, and then also customize the description and the title and all that jazz. So that again could take you anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, especially if you have a large batch. Like I said, my last batch was 97 videos. So if you have a larger batch, it's going to take even longer. Then after that, I got to go in, engage with the videos. People are commenting, they're responding. This takes about, again, cumulatively over a month, about 2 to 3 hours, because I'm responding, engaging, commenting back, sending links, or doing whatever the action item that I have to do to connect with my community, because that's important. That's very important to connect with my community. After that, I now have to get my numbers and I analyze them. What videos work the best? What should I create more of? What should I delete? What didn't work out so well? What converted into brand partnerships, sponsorships, people purchasing? So I'm like, what are the transactions? What are the results that have come out of me making these videos? Because I want tangible results. And then I repeat the process over for the next month and a half. So that's the flow, right? I know that is literally a lot, but that is my workflow for when I'm doing content creation. Oh goodness, something's in my eye. Now, here's the new content workflow where I've added in AI. So this is when I did it manually, about how much time it took. So we're looking at about 15 to 20 hours. And that's because I've been doing this process over and over and over again. If you're just starting, it's probably going to take you 20 to 30 hours a month. But again, as you learn different skills, different tools, I've been doing this for years, and it's taken me 15 to 20 hours a month if I have a larger batch, which I try to have like a 30 days worth of content. Now, my new content workflow with AI. So I still write the ideas down in a notes doc. Then instead of me manually reviewing the ideas, I put it inside of Claude. I'm like, hey, these are all my ideas. You know what I like. You know the past analytics. Pick which ones I should go forward with. Claude does that in seconds. Then I record the video batch, right? I could use AI for this, but I still record my own content. Then I have a VA. So the next 2 steps is not AI right now, it's outsourced. So I have a virtual assistant that edits the long videos into shorter clips. adds captions to the clip. So I don't have to use my time to do that. And if we remember that those two things will cost me about 2.5 to 3 hours. That's gone. That time is gone. Then I bulk schedule the reels inside of Postly. So instead of one by one, I literally upload a spreadsheet and all of them are done in seconds. And then I use ManyChat as my tool to engage, right? I could set up automations within ManyChat. So people, like somebody comments a word, they'll get a link, all the good things. And then I have Claude assist with analyzing the analytics. Like, this is the results. Here are the results from, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, da-da-da-da-da. What did well where? What should we replicate? What should we not do no more? And then I repeat the process. So it went from me having 3, 6, 9 activities to do to now 3 main activities. I still review and make sure the process is working well, but that saves me so much time. So now I'm going to quickly go over like the different tools. So let's talk about each of the different apps. So ManyChat on average is about $15 a month. Then Postly on average is about $20 a month, and Claude is about $17 a month. So this is my current workflow. I spend $17 on Claude a month, and that in about an hour with like content stuff. I spend about $50 to $60 on my VA, and that looks like 0 hours from my side. Postly is about $20 a month. I still have to go in and do little things that takes me about maybe like half an hour to an hour. ManyChat about an hour, again, making the automations, updating anything that needs to be updated. So I'm still saving time, because when I started, it was 15 to 20 hours, and now it's only 6 to 8 hours a month. And I'm going to go into each product and kind of show you all a little bit. But what I want to highlight, right, if you made it this far in the video, is that what I'm really doing an equation about is time versus money. With all of the technology and the outsourcing and the automations that I've added, it's costing me approximately $100 a month, $100 to $110 a month, versus the time that I'm saving, right? I went from 15 to 20 hours down to 6 to 8 hours. I'm saving about 9 to 12 hours. So that makes me want to think of the question, what is the value, right? What does an hour of my time cost? Because if I go in and do these things, spending 9 to 12 hours of my time where I could be sending proposals, doing live streams like this, making content, getting new clients in, right? That's worth more using those 9 to 12 hours to do that instead of 9 to 12 hours. And I'm technically making $100, right? Or saving $100. $100 allows me to get 9 to 12 hours of my time. That is magic, right? That to me is worth all the value. Like, that's it. I need my time because I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, well, a CEO. So it's like I run my agency and I also do coaching and consulting on the side, right? I have a busy family life, right? There's many things. I just want to read a book. I want to read a book. I want to watch My Paradise. I want to watch some TV. So these are the things that we need to calculate. How much is my time worth? And if it's better for me to save the $100 and use the 9 hours of time, or is it better for me to spend $100 and I get 9 hours, get 12 hours back in my schedule? Because these activities, all that you see here, no matter what has to be done in order to grow my pipeline, in order to get more clients, in order to keep my business alive, I have to do all of these things that I'm showing you here. So they got to get done. So am I going to spend the money to get them done, or am I going to spend the time to get it done? If you have any questions and you're watching the live stream, or even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and let me know the questions down in the comments, and I'm going to answer some questions a little bit later. If there are any before I end the live stream. If you're watching in the future, you're watching the replay, ask your questions, and then I will comment back the answers. So that's the question that we're really asking. So before we do the recap, I'm going to go ahead and show you each of these steps that are in the process one by one. So let's jump over to this screen, onto this device. All right, so as I said, first up, we will get all the questions out. I had Claude. So these are questions that I created, and I had Claude like pick. So I had way more questions than this because, again, I have a million ideas a day. And then I had Claude assist me in cleaning them up and putting them in categories. And we prioritized the categories based on previous analytics of videos that I got over 1 million views on, right? Videos that really went viral and got good engagement on my social media. Then I'll have my VA support with clipping the videos, editing the videos to have captions. Again, this is like the output of one of the videos. What's the best Jamaican dance? La da 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 da. So these are the short form. We do the same / a similar process with long form, where I even use Gemini to assist in coming up with the captions for the videos. Like, listen, anybody got time for all that, right? The short form, it's just a question. So the caption essentially is the question itself. We track everything in spreadsheets, give each video a name. This is the question, the subtopic, have a link for it in our drive. Then when I'm scheduling it into the Postly system, right, this is the one that's going to blow you away. Right now, I have 254 videos scheduled. I don't have to do nothing. That's literally like the whole month of content. I think I scheduled overall. So 154 have posted. So that means 100 more videos are ready to like just do their thing. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to touch it. So I have different social medias connected. It also has the analytics. It is super easy to schedule. If we take a peek at the calendar, you'll see that like it says what's scheduled, what's published, what's gone out, the platform that it's gone out on, right? And I know this looks a little busy, but what does it look like in real life when it's now posted? So let's go to my Instagram. So I recently just started having it scheduled on my Instagram. There's like a little hiccup out because I wanted to test if I scheduled a post on Instagram using Postly, will it like what will it do? Will it like not give me as much reach and engagement? I haven't been posting as much as I should on Instagram. So there's like that whole thing. But nonetheless, here you can see I didn't post any of these videos. Like I scheduled all of these videos here inside of the Postly tool. These ones down here I was doing manually, but I'm realizing it's not a significant difference, and I'm kind of, scheduling and getting back out there. Here is what it looks like on my, let's look at YouTube, right? So I have all the analytics, all the things, right? YouTube now, all of these videos pre-scheduled. And 1,300 views, 1,500 views, 45 views. The views will fluctuate based on the topic. 1,200 views, 56 views, 2,000 views. So they'll fluctuate. And then you'll see if I go into Facebook, I also have the videos, right? Let's see if I could have it show us in the real format, right? So different videos will get different engagements. That's okay. But the point is the content is being posted. I know so many times where people get stuck is that they don't post the content. Post the content, right? People always say that, post the content. So it's getting posted, it's being shared, right? It's not as much engagement, but that's okay, right? As time goes on. So some of them will, make a hit. 191, 3, 133, 4, right? So different videos, but you never know what's going to be the thing that converts, because my YouTube channel for my business is one of the highest income generators for my company. And so I know by more visibility, by getting out there, by more exposure, by being in people's feeds, that's how I'll get opportunities to do speaking, coaching, consulting, mentoring, all the things inside of my business pipeline. So right here, 228, right? So you never know who's watching, what they're answering. And same deal on LinkedIn. So I use this same scheduling tool, and it pushes content out on my Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Those are my 6 profiles. Let's take a look down here. So I'm live on LinkedIn, real time, real meta. Let's take a look. So for LinkedIn, I didn't do all of the question videos. I prioritized the business question videos. So as you can see, if we look at my Facebook, you kind of tell what type of video it is based on the shirt that I'm wearing. So if I'm wearing the GSD shirt, that's like a GSD business question. Like this is more traditional. This is the Jamaican questions. I think the one I'm in blue, food question. So I kind of changed my shirt. And if you look at my hair, you can kind of see that these are all the same day. I'm not afraid of telling you that that's just the honest truth. And this is how batch creating and publishing content works and looks. And no one's going to she's wearing the same shirt as yesterday. Like, who's going to cry over that? Please, 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 please sit down. So that's what we have going on here. And like I said, I have the business questions only going on LinkedIn, 56 impressions, 66 impressions, 58, but people are seeing me in their feed. I have literally gotten at least 4 LinkedIn messages that said, "Hey, Georgie, how you doing? How you been? Can we work with you? Can we talk about this?" Because they saw me posting. right? So you have to be visible in order to get that engagement. 152, 154, 61. So it fluctuates, but that's to be expected. That's normal. That's what's going to happen if you post it manually. And here we have threads, right? And what I really want to show you, so these on threads, what I know for sure is that this is a what is it called, a text-based platform. So that's another thing. I have some videos about categorizations of platforms. And if you go to my YouTube, actually, so I want to shameless plug. If you go to my YouTube and you watch my Content Creator 101 series, I have both long form and short form of it. I talk about different platforms and how they have different content types. So Twitter and Threads, text-based platforms. Facebook, both text and video. Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok prioritize videos as well as text on screens, text on images, but not so much just plain old text, right? So different platforms, different types of content. So these are the same questions, right? All these questions that you see here on Threads are the same questions that are in this document, but instead of posting the video, I only posted the question because people like questions on Threads. And as you can see, some of them get more engagement than others. But what I really want to show y'all here is the analytics. And you can see the difference, right? Let's do the last 90 days. Here is when I'm doing the manual, when I feel like it, when I'm available, when I can posting. And this, the last 30 days, this is the results of using automated posting, automated scheduling on my content creation process. This is the difference. This is the results. This is the difference. This is the results. So here again, let's go to YouTube. Let's see some analytics. I think I'm on the wrong account. I have two accounts, the business account, personal account. But you know what you need, what do you need in order to get monetized on YouTube? You need watch hours, you need engagement. I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna show you how the YouTube Studio. But here you can see the numbers speak for itself. Same deal with TikTok. I think I could show you all the analytics here. If it shows. All right, it's freezing a little bit because I think I'm trying to do too many tabs at once. But nonetheless, you get the gist. You get the concept. And in order to get that engagement, in order to get that interaction, I have to be posting. I have to be making the content. I have to be sharing the content. And the only way to do that is by, being everywhere all at once and leveraging AI, leveraging automation, leveraging having a virtual assistant, right? $100 a month allows me to do all of this, right? I took the time, maybe again, 6-7 hours to record the videos, send them over, do the little bit of scheduling, but then all of this gets produced. All right, it's not, the screen is broken. It's not broken, but when you're trying to share 2,000 screens at once, it starts load and roll slow. So I'm going to close out now. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. But I want to just recap everything that I've taught so far in today's session around automation. Let me remove this screen. Let me go to this one. So really it comes down to, what does an hour of my time really cost? And I know an hour of my time is worth way more than, right now, if it's $100 for 9 hours, my time is worth way more than that. And I'm pretty sure your time is too. And so use the tools at your disposal, invest in the processes and systems that you want to scale up and grow your business, grow your enterprise. Recap. Your real decision is on currency. Are you spending time or are you spending money? Point blank period. That's in every occasion. Are you spending time or are you spending money or are you spending energy? That's the calculation you have to make a decision on. Next, you want to be strategic with your AI workflow, right? To make sure it's helping you out and not creating more work. And in order to make sure it's helping you out and not creating more work, you want to review the entire workflow from start to finish before. Keyword here, before. And I hope I didn't just yell at somebody's ear, before selecting your AI tools and outsourcing methods. And that's because if I didn't write all of this down, if I didn't know that, let's go back, if I didn't know that this was my workflow, I wouldn't know where to automate, right? You may have assumptions around what your workflow is, but you need to see it, write it down, draw it, put it on a Google Doc, put it on a Word. I don't care how you do it. write it down, document your workflow, because different seasons will require different systems. And if you don't have that workflow documented, you can't pass it off to anybody else. You can't outsource to anyone else. You can't automate parts of it because you don't know what it is. Document your workflow. How are you doing this work? How are you making this possible? Batch creating content works best for me. That may not be the best workflow for somebody else, right? So figure out your workflow, and then you could figure out pockets of automation and outsourcing. That's all, folks. The next Lunch and Learn topic is going to be building my first AI app. First app using AI. So it's going to be like an intro to vibe coding. I'm pretty sure you've probably heard that somewhere, somehow. But I'm going to be talking about how I built my very first app using vibe coding and how you can build an app using vibe coding. So I'm going to give it maybe like a minute or two for anybody that has questions on automating your social media processes while you leveraging AI. And I'm also going to see if I could bring back up those analytics. Let me see if there's any questions. I don't see any coming through. If you're watching this in the future, the other videos as they come up will be on our YouTube page, as well as you could, send me a message. Usually on my social media, I'm like DM me or, link in bio for the replay, as well as all the replays are going to be on the GSD Solutions website. So gsdsolutionsinc.com/learn. You can find all of the replays there as well. But if there's no questions during the live, again, ask those questions, leverage this time. I am an open book, and I'm going to keep doing these Lunch and Learn sessions. We have another one coming up in a few weeks with Dropbox, like a second one that talks about all the different tools you can use there. Another one was streamlining your business operations while leveraging AI and different AI tools. What else? We got a bunch of them, but just keep coming back, right? Lunch and Learn Thursdays is where we're at, and that's what we're going to be doing. So yeah, I will close out now. Thank you so much, everyone that joined live. Thank you so much for watching the replay. Again, my name is Georgie-Ann. I am the CEO and founder of GSD Solutions, and this was automating your AI, automating your social media using AI, outsourcing, and just making sure that you value your time and your money, right? So make sure that you're deciding which one you're going to spend, and spend it wisely. There's so many different ways that you can level up your work, level up your systems, level up your processes using automation, AI, integration, technology, and I'm the expert on that. So if you want to book a call, definitely do that. Head on over to gsdsolutionsinc.com/let's talk, and we could jump on a consultation and help your business, help you as an individual as well. Thanks for tuning in. Leave your comments, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.